Okay.
For those who What we do here is go back.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Chada Mecha live stream. I'm your host, Tim, the one and only Chada Mecha. It's Wednesday, Hump Day, and it's also the day before Halloween. Yay! If you get excited over that, it's awesome for you. Whatever. But it's also, look at this. Look at this right here. Also, 9 days. 9 days to SCGMC. Now, unless you live under a rock and aren't familiar with the world, SCGMC is the Southern California Gundam modeling competition held in beautiful Southern California. This year it is in Pomona, California. And it is the largest convention of its type in the U.S. So upwards of 200-300 models entered. All Gundam and some miscellaneous sci-fi stuff. All inclusive, really. But it's put on by my good friends, those Gundam guys. I will be there. A lot of people will be there this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I highly suggest, if you have the means, get out there to Pomona. Not this coming weekend, but the next weekend. Yeah. So go and do that. It's awesome. It really is a good time. I've got a panel that I'm going to be putting on about scribing, called Scribing Dem Panels. I don't know why I did that. Seemed logical. I don't know what to do with my hands. Anyway, so yeah, come on out. It's going to be a good time. A lot of people are going to be there. A lot of people are flying in from the East Coast to the Midwest, the South, all those places, right? Excuse me. Ranger Chris says, assuming the place doesn't burn down. Well, there is always that chance, I guess, right? Fingers crossed. From what I understand, Pomona, and someone in California correct me, I know Sarge is on, he might know. Pomona is not necessarily in the danger zone, if you will. I may be wrong. But hey, you know what? We'll go down with the ship like Titanic, right? It'll be fun still. Anyway, so SCGMC, not this coming weekend, but next weekend, you guys. Definitely get out there if you can. It's just an amazing time. GizmoCon Gunpla Jonathan says, Pomona all clear. See? That's what I like. Thank you, Jonathan. Appreciate that, buddy. Jonathan giving us the green light. Yeah. 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 It's going to be a great time. I'm really, really looking forward to it. A lot of people are looking forward to it. Shane, our good friend Shane, the Daft Robo, was messaging me earlier today. He's really excited about going out. And he's doing a backlog purge. So if you are interested in some of the kits that he might have for sale, go check him out on Instagram, the Daft Robo. Yeah. Trying to, get some cash for SCGMC. Can't blame him. There's going to be a lot of vendors out there. Going to be cool. Yeah. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So, just a lot of people are coming out. Our boy Donnie, Art Inc. by DB, he's coming out, flying out. Joel, Mr. True Gunpla, Julio, Clip and Nubs, they're all coming out. Everybody's favorite influencer is Sean, Mr. Gunpla Ronan, Chris Pabs is going to go out there. Even on his deathbed, he probably would have gone out, right? So, yeah, man, lots of cool people, lots of good times. Yes, I predict fun. It's going to be sunny with a high level of fun. You heard it here first. That's your weather forecast, right? Julius Dembski says the fire would have to burn through LA before reaching Pomona, or burn west then south in the area of Pomona. Let's not hope that it does that. But thank you, Sarge. Thank you for the vote of compliments. You and Jonathan definitely, obviously know better than me, being on the East Coast here in Maryland, 3,000 miles away. So thank you, you guys. Appreciate that. Scott Noonmaker, he's over there on Facebook. What's going on, Scotty? He says, is there an East Coast equivalent of SCGMC? I believe there will be next year. 2 equivalents, I believe. One will be put on by our good friend Joel, Mr. True Gunpla. He is doing a... an NCGMC, North Carolina Gundam Modeling Competition. He's going to have that at a convention, and I don't know which one, sometime next year. And then our boys right here. Yeah, I see what you're doing, Adam. I see you. If y'all missed their post today, they are cleaning out a spot for their new retail front. Along with having classes. And also having build meets. So if you're in the Daytona area or Southern California, or Southern Florida, or Middle Florida. I don't know where it is, but if you're in the Daytona Beach area, you've got something really fucking cool to look forward to. And then, of course, obviously, that's going to set up the USA Gundam Store convention, for lack of a title at this point, sometime for next year. I believe June, July area. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming as far as East Coast goes. So yeah, dude, Scott, you've got some things to choose from. Yeah. And then there's always some really good IPMS shows that are Gunpla friendly, right? You got MosquitoCon in New Jersey. You've got the Delmarva. I can't remember the last. I can't remember the exact title, but what is it? Joel, True Gunpla, and Nick, Macho Models, and a few other folks went to it last year. It's in Northern Virginia, I believe. Not the one that I went to with Justin and Nick and all them, but a separate one, a bigger one. And there's a few IPMS shows around the Mideast that are kind of doing their thing, that are becoming Gunpla friendly, which is a nice thing. And then obviously, Nova IPMS. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle with the assist, Mr. Clueless Gunpla. Oh, Kyle, by the way, I got your stickers. Thank you, boss. I will actually post on that tomorrow. So, yeah, finally went by my post office box today. Been collecting dust in there. Anyway. But yeah, so a lot of good things. And our boy, Julio 4, is doing some cool things with Kino Cunia up in New York, starting to have build meets up there and stuff like that. So that's actually really cool too. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening all over the place. A lot of people are getting in it, right? And there's Mikkel going whoop whoop. Yeah, dude, whoop whoop is right. Donnie Baxter, hey Tim, we are almost there, dude. 9 days. 9 days. Sorry. What's up, Donnie? Donnie's over there on Facebook, right? And Julio says, we fucking trying. Dude, yeah. For real. Yeah, and if, you know what, the other thing, go check out Clip and Nubs. He's doing this crazy kit bash thing, this GPO2 with a turn X that's looking like crazy, like samurai imperial robot thing. It's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah. So, Mikkel says 9 days to the biggest show in the West fucking Coast. Yeah. Mikkel, dude, you still have time to book a flight. Come on, son. You can do it. Southwest is mad cheap. Come on. You know you can take the time off. Come on. We can whoop whoop. Let's go. Whoop whoop. Yes. All right. So you guys, programming. So tonight we got a regular stream, if you want to call it that. I've actually got a splitting headache right now, and I can't even understand why I'm even on at this point. So it should be interesting. And then, so then on Friday we got Mechanism, and that's going to be fun. That's the SCGMC pregame spectacular, if you will. And Mikkel says, I can't. I was out of work for a week. I was sick. Whoop, whoop. Womp, womp. More like womp, womp. So, yeah. So, all fun. If you have a splitting headache, have a shot of tequila or vodka. Dude, that ain't gonna help this. Took 2 Excedrin migraines, so I'm just waiting for that to just kick in. So, but anywho, so Mechanism on Friday. Tune in for that. I'm debating what the schedule is going to look like for next week in terms of streaming. Obviously, there's not going to be any stream next Friday, right? Because Friday, travel day and everything, so that ain't gonna happen. But I don't know about, Monday and Wednesday at this point. I guess it'll be a game day decision. Yeah. So anyway, World Series, Sazabi, customizing, and Tim Stream doesn't get much better. Thank you, JD. JD's over there on YouTube. Appreciate that. It's pretty good. And Julius over there on YouTube, he says, maybe it's a Tuma. And then Kyle says, it's not a Tuma. Right out of the park with that one, boys. Right out of the park with that one. Anyway, so real quick, let's get the business out of the way. We're wearing the Titans tonight. Old school, just classic Titans. Not the Titans test team, not the Teen Titans, not any of that, not the DC's Titans or whatever. We're wearing the classic, the crispy, just the triangle crispy classic Titans tonight, right? And if you want one of these awesome shirts, then I would highly suggest that you hit up www.chadamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You'll find shirts and hats and all sorts of other cool stuff on there. So go stock up. And if you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we are working with here tonight, there's an Amazon link just below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side, if you're watching on Facebook, I get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it goes to help out the stream. So definitely stock up on the stuff that you need, help support the cause, right? And then, as always, when we talked about this a little bit earlier, if you need kits or paints or accessories or Mecha Decals. I know, we're doing SCGMC up on the billboard tonight. But hey, if you want some Mecha Decal goodness, right down here, USA Gundam Store. Go get you some. Adam and the fine folks down there will definitely have what you need, right? Edward Leonard over there on YouTube. Stop by to say hi. Gotta go. We'll rewind later. Thanks, Tim. Dude, Edward, thank you for popping in and saying hi. Appreciate that, buddy. Let's see who else is with us. Gumpa Uruguay. Javier. He's going on a trip, y'all. I think, Javier, you going to Japan, yeah? He says, I'm watching the stream to ease the hype. Tomorrow I'm off to every modeler's Mecha, Japan. Dude, he's got his bags wrapped and everything. He is like locked and loaded, ready to go. He's just waiting to pull the trigger, dude. I know that feeling, Javier. You're going to have such a great time. I guarantee you, dude. It's going to be awesome. Time of your life, I swear. Just pictures, video, take it all in. Definitely hit up Akihabara. When you get to the train station in Akihabara, you come out and you're presented, right there in the street with this big, tall building that's kind of red and has a vertical sign on it. That is, what is it? That's, goddamn, what's it called? Something Carnival, but Volks is up at the top. Trust me, if you want tools, Javier, that's the best place in all of Tokyo to get tools. They have more tools and other things like accessories and decals and parts and stuff like that than any other store in Akihabara. Even more than the big ones like Yodobashi or Bic Camera or whatever. I spent hours in that place, dropped a couple bills easily on just tools. Yeah. Check out Javier. Go to before you head out. Go hit up. Yeah, and William Wilms that's exactly what I was gonna say. Get Zach's shopping guide off of USA Gundam Store. It's a free download, or you can pay for it. to support Zach or whatever. Either or, it's definitely worth it, because when I went in 16, I was actually standing in the middle of fucking Akihabara watching Zach's YouTube videos on stores and shit, trying to find out where to go, right? So, dude, absolutely, definitely check out Zach's guide. It is very, very worth it. Yeah. And he says he's already got it. Done. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, you know what? Real quick. Superset's over there on Twitch. He says, what happened to Gunpla Talk? Did I miss it this month? No, actually, Gunpla Talk got completely foobarred over the weekend, you guys. And I apologize I didn't talk about it on Monday's stream, but it's like one of those domino effect type of things, and like when it rains, it pours. So, last Friday during our stream, we found out that our guest, John Bias, was stuck in San Antonio traveling, so he wasn't going to be on with us Saturday, so that kind of went out the window. And then I know Zach and Josh were trying to find guest replacements throughout kind of the middle of the night while I was sleeping. Woke up ready to go for the show on Saturday. We knew that Justin wasn't going to be with us because he got called in for work. Josh came down with a cold. Zach had unexpected company spending the night at his house, and none of them were going to be on, so it would have just been me. Now, granted, it's just me 3 nights a week, 2 to 3 nights a week, so I'm not necessarily averse to doing that, but for those of you expecting to see Gunpla Talk, I wouldn't exactly think that seeing my face solo would have been a wonderful alternative. So we decided to cancel it, unfortunately. So it's just one of those things. It happens, right? It was kind of like the perfect storm of BS, but we'll get it next month, hopefully. We're all very, very busy, it seems. And just getting busier, man. All of us. Either through life or through this or through our real work or what have you. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Slick Builder's over there on Twitch. He says, you're the best one. Aww. Man, we're all good, man. And that's why we make a good team, because each one of us brings something really good to the table. So there's no best one. There's all of us. Anywho, Kyle wants to go with Javier. He says, take me with you. I promise to fit in your luggage. Right? Oh man, yeah. And Williams over, is based over there in Japan, in the military, and he says, also I say shop Akihabara before Gundam Base, 100%. Gundam Base is good for exclusives and stuff like that, but not for like regular items or regular models. You can always find cheaper stuff in Akihabara. Another suggestion, Javier, is go to Yodobashi for the experience, not to shop. Their prices are pretty expensive at Yodobashi. The cheapest prices on like standard kits, Tam Tam Hobbies. It's a chain, and there are several in Akihabara. So, yeah, that was the cheapest by far. That I found, kits and stuff like that. But like I said, for tools, you cannot beat Volks. And I think it's Anime Carnival or Anime Circus or something like that. It's on the corner there out of the Akihabara station. It's right there. So, your Gumpa Uruguay, Javier says, yeah, I'm not going to buy kits on Gundam Base. Good call. And unless you want to buy something exclusive, you know, they have apparel and stuff like that there that you can't find anyplace else. You know, they've got the exclusive kits and things like that. I think they carry P Bandai, stuff like that. It might be a good place. You know, check out, what is it? Anime Jungle. And of course, what is it? Damn it. My brain is just, it's on shutdown right now because of this headache. Anime Jungle is like a secondhand shop. Really good stuff there. And then, oh, what's the other secondhand shop, you guys? The one in the big black building. Shit. Somebody help me out here. Like I said, my brain's in shutdown mode. Just like that. Thank you, Mandarake. Thank you, William. William Wilms with the hookup. Mandarake, yeah. Check out Mandarake. You know, they're hit and miss. Mandarake, when we went in 16, didn't have squat, but again, it's a secondhand store. Things are coming and going. It's sometimes you hit gold, sometimes you hit stone. We hit stone. So, what are you gonna do? Hey, speaking of Adam, he's over there on Facebook. What's going on, dude? We were talking about the post that you posted today about the new retail front and meeting location. Is that right next door to the warehouse, Adam? Did you get the place right next door? Let us know. We're inquiring minds want to know. And then also, Adam, when's the convention for next year? Let us know that too. The kids want details. Deets, as they say. Yeah, it is next door. Nice, dude. That's excellent. It makes it convenient, right? Knocking down some walls, expanding the warehouse again, getting it all set up for build meets and classes and all that. Cut a hole in the wall and get stuff set up. There you go. That's awesome, dude. It's awesome. Max de Guzman, he's over there on Facebook. Anyone doing BuildCon? Probably not. I'm not. No, I joke about BuildCon and the Fire Festival of Gunpla. But for those of you attending, I hope you have a great time. I really do. More details to come. Almost got it all finalized. That's what I'm talking about. That's my boy. Hell yeah. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. So y'all stay tuned to the USA Gundam Store social medias, because that is going to be a big time deal. Yeah. Julio wants to know, how do we get a piece in the showcase of USA Gundam Store? You got to know people. Plain and simple. We can work something out, Javier or Julio. We can work something out. Zach Heflin is over there on YouTube. He says, Tim, what up, man? What's going on, dude? Gunpla in Miami, Chris, he says, raise the roof, Mecha Army. Yeah, maybe a little bit, yeah. Max de Guzman says, it's in my area, so I'm doing that. Dude, you know what? And like I said, I kid. Just because it really is going to be the Fire Festival of all of Gunpla. But I really do and truly hope you guys have a lot of fun. I really, really do. You know, we won't be there for reasons, but yeah. Word. For reasons. For good reasons, too. Anyway. Spider-Man. If y'all know what that means, then we can be friends. All right, so let's get moving on, shall we? William Wim says, then we need to work on a meetup and grab a super expensive meal at Gundam Cafe. Word. Oh, look, yeah. Okay, so look at this. So Javier and William are like trying to do the meetup thing in Japan. That's cool. I like that. Our boy Zashan's out there on Facebook, and man, he's gonna be at SCGMC. Mr. Batman, #1 Gunpla influencer himself, Mr. Zashan Syed. Gunpla Ronin, for y'all that don't know, go check him out. Scott Newmaker wants to know when will the USA Gundam Store DC location open up? I would like to know the same thing. I would hit that like every weekend. I would live stream from that location. Word. And Adam says one day, man, one day. Nice. Dude, that would be fucking cool as shit. I'm not gonna lie. But baby steps. Zashan says, hell yeah, I'm gonna be there. Can't wait. Yes. Oh, man, all these dudes. Ranger Chris says they're adding another location. No. We're just joking and postulating and just, no, we're not being serious. So, Dwidget says, Tim, don't you mean Spider Pig? Well, kinda, yeah. Motherfucker is a Spider Pig, isn't he? Fucking cocksucker. Anyway, let's continue on with the show, shall we? I think the Excedrin migraine is kicking in. My head is not nearly as exploding as it was in the very, very beginning, and we're 40 minutes in, so yeah, it's probably kicked in. Let's see, Brandon's over there on YouTube. Galactic is opening another location on the other side of Grand Rapids. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Lynn says, tell them about the suitcase inside the suitcase trick to bring back the goodies. Yeah. Javier, if I know you've already packed and I know you've already kind of wrapped your shit, but if you have room for one more piece of luggage, what I highly suggest is is nesting suitcases in with one another. That way you can unnest them, and then you've got double luggage coming back that you can fit goodies and kits and souvenirs in, right? So we did that in 16, and that worked out really well. Yo, mad Kit Kats, for real. I think we still have some. Yeah. Anyway, so it's gonna be fun. Max de Guzman, gotta go, guys. Have a great night. Max, thank you for hanging out, buddy. We appreciate it. We will see you next time. William says, let the boxes go. I'm not doing, no. You know what? I'm not doing my Elsa impression. It ain't happening. Let it go. No. It's not happening tonight. Let it go. Alright. So here we are. Dwidget says he can always kindly ask William to ship out through the U.S. base. Ooh, yeah. That is... Well... But, see, Javier is in Uruguay, so it really... I don't know if it would make too much of a difference, though. Just saying. Yeah, Ranger Chris says, nest both your check bags and your carry-on for added storage. If you can. Yeah. Just saying. It worked. It worked really well. All right. We've bullshitted enough, you guys. But bullshitting is fun, right? So let's go camera 2, right? Now, this is the thing. This is the thing. In my continual process of fine-tuning and coming up with designs and just trying to make things happen, This is basically what we've got in terms of the head thus far, right? It's much wider than I had hoped it would be. So I don't know if we're going to continue this route. Just saying. I don't know. I'm going to take a break on it and let it marinate, and we'll regroup and circle back. There's a few pieces of concept art and a few pieces of things, pieces of Gundam art that I'm looking at as potential inspirational replacements for this, because I wanted a Gelgoog in the beginning, and I still kind of want that look, especially the big fin. But I don't know if this is the route to go. So we're going to take a night off on the head, and we're going to work on the upper body, right? So, Brandon.
We have a question.
He's got a question. My Just build is all dried. I'm about to gloss coat it so I can panel line. I saw someone put water slides on before the step so it has multiple coats to help hide edges. Dude, don't lay down decals on straight paint. It's not a great idea. Simply because the paint surface is kind of on the rougher side, where the gloss flattens that out. You're gonna run into a situation called silvering in terms of the decals. That's air trapped underneath of the decals and causing this kind of silver tint underneath of it. And that's just air trapped underneath the decal is all that it is. The idea for putting down a gloss coat is it smooths that out and it diminishes the chances of air getting trapped under those decals, thus diminishing the chances of silvering. So, what I do is I do my paint and everything like that, coat of gloss. Then I go about panel lining first, and then clean that up. And then I go and do decals right after. And then any decals that, are tricky or larger decals or in a conspicuous location, I'll spot cover those with another layer of gloss. Not the whole thing, just do like little spots here and there, just to protect the decals. And then once that's all cured, then go back and then do your either final coat, your weathering, what have you. So I definitely wouldn't lay down decals without a layer of gloss. So FYI. And he says, does that work, or should I gloss coat then panel line and decal? Absolutely gloss coat before you do panel line and decal. 100%. It's better. Julie Stemsky wants to know, how does the head look on the torso? It looks okay. It's just not, it's not the sizing, it's more of the style that I'm not necessarily happy with at this point. So, yeah. Dwidget, he's Mr. Eagle Eye out there. He says, Tim, what are you doing with that IBO booster in the background? This little guy right here. This guy. I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to make it into this build or not. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling. Am I feeling squirrely, or am I going to stick with my idea at hand? I don't know. But it's over there just in case. Brandon says, nothing like waiting until the last minute. Haha, deadline is tomorrow for the contest, so I gotta work late and on lunch tomorrow. Dude, damn. Yeah, it's cutting it close. cutting it close. Best of luck, dude. Best of luck. All right, so let's get to work. Yeah, it's what is it? 11:47 already. Jeez. Okay, so we've got the torso components kind of split here into the different segments and stuff like that, and just doing some minor alterations here to this. Very good. Now, for those of you that don't know this trick and haven't seen this trick, a little either spherical grinding bit or a conical grinding bit right here in a normal pin vise. This is just a Zona, wood ball pin vise here. What I do is take these bits and grind out the receiving holes for the pins. And what that's going to do is going to make assembly and disassembly so much incredibly easier on you. Boom, just like that. Easy peasy, done deal, right? Hey, look at that. Jeremy Zhao's with us. Jeremy, what's going on, dude? And Jeremy's got...
We have a question.
Can lacquer paints be brought back from Japan in the checked baggage? Oh, boy. Me personally, I would say no. That doesn't mean that it can't be done. I've heard several people say that they've gotten through they've gotten through customs and all that with lacquer, solvent-based paints and stuff like that in their check baggages and stuff like that. But I personally would not try it. I like to play it safe, so I don't think so. They're flammable. That's the thing, right? And with TSA regulations and stuff like that, FAA regulations and all, you're treading lightly. Let's put it that way. You're treading very, very lightly. Yeah. And Javier Gumple Uruguay, don't think so. Those are highly flammable, right? Yeah. Ranger Chris might want to call and ask your airline to be sure. I wouldn't even bother because they're just going to tell you no because they are a flammable substance and flammable substances cannot be checked onto planes. So, yeah, I wouldn't risk it. I just wouldn't. The price differences between getting paint over there and getting paint over here is not that much. So spend a little extra dough if you can, and just play it safe. That's what I would do. So Slick Builder over there on Twitch says I wouldn't try it. I wouldn't try it. They might give you a huge fine if they find you trying to sneak it on. I mean, maybe. I don't know about a fine, but they definitely toss it in the garbage, at very least, so. I just don't think the juice is worth the squeeze, to be honest with you. Just saying. Jeremy says, makes sense, but that finishers, though. Yeah. I've never tried finishers, but I've heard nothing but good things. Finishers is a hot paint, meaning it's high in solvent. So that shit's gonna be pretty flammable. You can get it on in other places, other sources and stuff, rather than trying to sneak it on a plane. It ain't worth it, dude. Even for finishers, it ain't worth it. Just saying. Slick Builder says, I'm in Canada. In Canada, if you try and smuggle even meat, it's like $800 fine. Damn. Okay, well, Canada's hardcore with it. Here in the U.S., they just toss it, just garbage, and then they give you this nice little pre-printed like note saying, "Hey, We're TSA. We just raided your bag and all that. Yeah. So that's fun. Julio's steady lurking over there. Good deal. Manny McDio's with us. What's going on, Manny? Dwidget says, either way, just be prepared to have a nice chat with Customs if you do. Yeah. I didn't try it, but it's just, dude, it ain't worth it. Even finishers, you can get it on eBay for cheap, and stuff like that in other places. So yeah, dude, it's not worth the risk. Trust me. Gumpy Uruguay. Speaking of paints, anyone tried Mr. Color Accretion line of paints? I have not. I think isn't that their water-based line? I've not tried it. I just like the vanilla Mr. Color myself. Ranger Chris, meat and produce is a whole nother can of worms. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. You're talking like bugs and potential diseases being snuck in with food and stuff like that. So yeah, no, that's actually a pretty good point, though. Pretty good point. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? 10:53. Moving on. Yeah, moving on. Ranger Chris says, I think that is supposed to be their replacement for the old Gunza line from way back. I don't know. I think that's their water-based line, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so grinding out the receiver holes for the pins and stuff like that, and then I also clipped these just a little bit because these were nasty pegs right here, and that was this particular point right here. I knew was going to snap if I didn't do something, so I went ahead and just kind of sealed the deal and just cut that right off. So, all right, so we've got the individual pieces here. I got the parts on the collar here cut off, so that we could pop this guy on here. But now there's only 2 pegs under here, right? And this just kind of flaps in the wind in terms of just this piece. Once this back piece is on, it's a little more stable, but not by a whole hell of a lot. Actually, it's decently stable, but I don't know. You get my point. I don't know. Shut up. Stop making fun of me. Anyway, we're going to need to do a little bit of structural additional, some support for this piece, because this piece now that we've cut off the other parts of the collar is a little on the structurally weak side. So we've got and it's flexible here, right? So we got to do something about that. So we're gonna take this back piece off here. We're gonna take this dumb cockpit piece off of here. I don't even know if I need that anymore. So what we got to do is we've got to reinforce under here with some strip the same thickness as the receiver hole here. So that looks like what, maybe 2.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter. All right, cool. So all we really need is a few strips of styrene just stacked up together. Nothing major. We're gonna go, let's go 13 millimeter, right? That's a job for our boy over here. We haven't used this guy in a while. The chopper. Duh, chopper. Yes, sir. Let's see. Kyle says, I need to figure out how to attach this jetpack on the turn FB. I don't know. I can't help you, dude. Can't help you with that. Anyway. Alright, let's get this locked and loaded here. Now, the problem with having all this crap on the desk, or on the bench here, is I can't find anything. But luckily we found the L square here. So now we're going to get this locked into place. Get that out of there. Put this off to someplace where I can easily find it again. Let's make sure that this is 1mm and not 3/4 millimeter. Yep, that's 1mm. Excellent. Alright, we're going to square that end off. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 pieces. Because we're stacking this up to be 3mm in height, so we need 3 apiece. 2 sides, that's 6. For those of you that don't realize, that's a math lesson. There we go. Ranger Chris says, just check, flammable liquids are a no-go. Yeah. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Alright, let's get our good friend Bob Smith Industries super glue over here. We're gonna get to gluing and stacking these strips. Pop some super glue up on this, and just spread this out ever so gently. There we go. It doesn't have to be a work of art here. This is all structural. Doesn't even have to be completely even or anything like that, right? It just has to be 3mm high, just so that we can reinforce and help support that this piece here, right? That's all we're doing. It's just reinforcement and support. Okay. Oh, goddamn. And that piece just slid off because there was too much super glue on it. Ain't that a son of a... Now it's stuck to the bench. Ain't that a son of a bitch. Get on there. Stick, damn you. Alright, we got it. Whew. We got it. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Ranger Chris says you can apparently ship it through FedEx, so that is a potential possibility. Yeah, FedEx, UPS, those types of things. Spider2K2 says you can't carry them on. You can't carry them on carry-on, so put it in your luggage. No, dude, even flammable stuff you can't take. You can't take in your checked luggage. That is a TSA no-go. That is a sorry, sir. We're gonna sort and search your stuff. So, yeah. Julio Ponte says, crazy glue? You know, super glue and stuff like that is more of an irritant. It is... I wouldn't necessarily call this flammable. It's more of an irritant. So I think you're going to be fine with CA glue. But, you know, I'm not TSA, so I can't help you. Alright, so there we go. We got our stack here. And we're going to pop that right on there. And let's get our boy Instaset out here. This is another BSI. We put this into the needle dropper here per our boy Shane, Mr. Daft Robo. He gave us that that tip. That was a good tip too, by the way. Just the tip though. So that will set that very, very quickly. And now we can kind of move on to the other the other stack here of strips. And for those of you just joining us, we are just steady stacking plates here. And reinforcing this piece. Trying not to get super glue all over my hands, which you're going to get super glue on your hands anyway, so I just don't. Okay. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. So we've got our second stack here now. We're going to get a little drop on there. Spread that around, and then we get this glued over to the piece itself. There we go. And now, looks like we've got a good reinforcement there. Let's get a little insta set on there and on that side. And there we go. Spire2K2, James says, to quote, most model glues, rubber cements, and industrial strength adhesives are flammable and not allowed in carry-on or checked baggage. That's from the official TSA site. Yeah. Dude, honestly, I think you'll be fine with super glue because, especially the BSI stuff, there's no flammable warning on here that I can see. And I believe by law they're required, if it is flammable, to have something on here in the U.S. And this says it gives the directions up here at the top. Wear eye protection, store in a cool, dry place. Here's the warning. Eye, respiratory, and skin irritant, bonds skin in seconds, contains cyanoacrylate ester. Do not breathe fumes. If eye contact occurs, flush with water only and get medical attention. If skin bonding occurs, peel, don't pull. Soak in Uncure or acetone if necessary. Use with adequate ventilation. Keep out of reach of children. And then there's a little dealy right there. So, you know, something like this, I don't think is going to be, I think you'll be fine. I think, and what's this? $4. So if that gets taken, it's not a big deal. Now, something like, say, Plastic Magic, see right here? That guy right there? Flammable. This is a no-go, right? This is a no-go. Tamiya, again, boom, right there. Flammable, no-go. BSI, no flammable. So I think you're going to be good with the BSI. Just saying. Paktan says, the fact that it is an irritant, they probably won't allow it on, especially in a sealed environment. Yeah, but it's going to be in checked baggage, right? Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to take it on carry-on, but in checked baggage, which is a completely different a completely different compartment in the plane, it's not a big deal. I mean, you got to figure what else are irritants. You know, deodorant's an irritant if you get it in your eye, right? You know, cologne is an irritant if you get it, you know, in your eye and mouth. I don't know why you would, but I'm just saying. That stuff goes into check baggage, you know. So honestly, I think super glue is 100% fine. But again, I'm not TSA, so take that shit with a grain of salt, you guys. Take it with a grain of salt. All right, so let's check to see what we've got here. Let's see if our reinforcement has worked well. Yeah, here we go. All right, that is sturdy. Yeah, baby. That's what we're talking about. That's what we really, really wanted to achieve here. Just that sturdiness. Yeah. One of these holes need to be a little bit enlarged, though. Let's see what that looks like here. Yeah. Yeah. Much better. All right. So one thing that we're going to have to do, this is like a less than a 1/4 millimeter high. These are a little bit higher than the actual piece itself, right? So we're going to come back and we're just going to sand these pieces down just a little bit, right? Donnie over there on Facebook, he says, it's $4. Worth all the stress? Exactly. Just throw it in your bag and just be like, man, fuck it. I didn't know it was in there. Sorry, officer. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't think anybody's gonna ding you on fucking super glue. Paint, that's actually flammable. Potentially different story, right? All right. Now, I think we're good. I think these are completely even now. And this should sit nice and flat. Yeah. Looking good. All right. That's perfect. That's perfect. Step one down. Now, let's get this stupid thing back on here. Just like that. And we'll get the back on, and we'll get the front there. And then this goes down. Come on now. Oh, okay. Okay. That's a problem. Okay. Got it. Okay. Easy peasy. Easy fix. Easy fix here. So the strips are a little bit too long because there's this little block of plastic here that prevents this from going down all the way. But not a big deal, because what we'll do is simply use this as a template to cut these strips back a little bit, yeah? Just like that. Just like that. Okay, so now we can take this guy off of here and trim up our work a little bit, yeah? Let's get a better blade. little flat nose, little chisel action blade here, yeah? We're just gonna guillotine that right down to nothing. Alright, so this is a trick. When you've got something like this, let's get you zoomed in so you can see a little bit better. When you are, when you've got something glued down here, like when you glued something on by mistake, right? The easiest way to remove it is try not to remove it in one fell swoop, right? Nibble away at it. Just cut little strips off like this, right? And that will come off much easier, right? It'll pop right off. Just like that. And then do your final cut right there. And there you go. You've removed all that material. Just scrape off any remaining super glue, and there we go. Trimmed reinforcement, right? So now we're going to do the same thing to this side here. All right. Come on now. Hey, Fiery's with us. Been a while, right? Yeah. Has been. Welcome back, buddy. Fiery, we are steady working on this Gelgoog thingy. Which we're not even sure it's going to be a Gelgoog anymore, to be honest now. It might be. It might be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, come on now. There we go. Alright. So we've got that trimmed down. I think we need to just tidy this edge up just a wee bit. Alright, now let's see if that goes on better. It's still reinforced, it's still looking pretty nice. That looks like it's going to clear good. Let's get this piece back off here so we can put the back side on. And then this will pop right in there. And there we are. Nicely reinforced, solid, rigid piece. Sits flush. And that's what we're looking for right there. Perfect. Just like that. Perfect. All right. all right. Yeah, you know, and going back to the super glue thing. I mean, who knows? If you want to throw it in your bag, throw it in your bag. If not, whatever. But yeah, like a bunch of people are saying, there's a lot of hobby shops out there in the Cali area, so you won't not find something. Just saying. And food for thought. I've packed this many times before, especially going to Sabo out in Phoenix. I had this with me. Just saying. Just saying. Either that or the Loctite. Had both of them. So, yeah. Let's see. Let's catch up with the chat, shall we? Spire2Q2, on topic of tonight's build, what are you working on, Tim? I was late coming on. We are working on the chest right now of this hunter thingy. And like I said, I don't know if it's still going to be a Gelgoog or not, because I'm not necessarily happy with the head at this point. So that's going to be a decision for a later date. I'm going to sleep on it and figure something out. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Hey, Chris Pabs is over there on Facebook, and he says, Jeremy, just letting you know, Galactic Toys is getting some finishers in. Ooh, what? Heal. Spike2K2 says, hell, even Robots for Less in Fullerton is only about 30 minutes from the convention center. Yeah. Yeah. Fiery's with us, so still, again, over with us on YouTube. He says, haha, yeah, all good. Just been distracted. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it happens, right? It happens. So, okay, so now let's get the front of this back on, and we need to finish. Get on there. God damn it. There we go. Now we get this guy back on, and so now what we need to do next is these 4 little blocks here. We need to make those disappear, right? This side is good because I've shaved down this top section. So let's get the other side sanded down and flush so we know where to cut properly. Yeah. So first things first, we're just going to come in here with our hobby knife and just kind of do this sort of quick cutting motion. And this is just to get the low-hanging fruit, as they say, right? This just gets things nice and flush there. And we're going to do the same thing to this side. And I'm just resting my blade on the regular surface, the flat surface section of this, and just basically using that as a guide, right? Just to make these trims here. Nothing crazy, nothing out of the norm, just simple knife work. Be careful. Obviously, my little digit's in the way there, and that's not a good technique to have. That's how you get cut. Yeah, that's gonna get you cut. But sometimes you have to take that risk in terms of getting cut, so that you can hold this properly and make sure the trim is good. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we're going to come back here and we're going to use this chisel blade, just like this. I'm just going to go across here. That's already good and flat, so we're going to get that out of the way. And now we're going to bring in our file plate, and we're just going to do just a little bit of flattening on this surface here, and that is starting to look really good. Spin this around, just for even pressure. Get some pressure on this side, because this is the side that we really need to flatten out well. And that's looking pretty good there. So now we're going to bring in our little sanding block. We're just going to get this there we are. We're pretty much dead flat on this thing. Looking good. Alright, so now we have a proper template to get everything put into place. So now we can do some assembly here on the chest. 3 simple pieces. Get this guy back into place here. Press down. And so now we have our template right here, this piece, that we can make some marks on. Let's see, where is... here we go. Alright, so using this little generalized scriber here, we're going to mark that. We're going to do the other side here. Alright. Good stuff there. Alright, so now, let's see. That may work. Let's see if that's... Ooh, actually, this may work. So we've got the Alpha utility knife here, but we've got this photo etch saw blade in here mounted in this thing, which is actually pretty damn convenient. But you do need to be a little careful with it. And actually, you know, I don't really like that in there, because I don't have enough control over that. So now what we're going to do is same blade. This is from Hobby Mate, and just a photo etch little saw, right? I think it comes in a few different ones. This is, I think, the one that's actually in this photo etch 3-2 that's in the holder now. But this one's a little bit thicker. You know, this way. So we're going to use this, and we're just going to let this ride along the surface and start our cut into these 2 blocks that we need to remove, right? So there you go. Let's get caught up with the chat here just real quick. Let's see. Chris says, expect a collab with Galactic soon. Nice. Chris says, I'm good. Antibiotics taking its toll. Always tired, always queasy, but at least I can walk around. That is a good thing. That's our boy Chris Pabs over there. He also says, you never want to cut your low-hanging fruits. Very uncomfortable. Superset 5's over there on Twitch. He says, about the head of your maybe Gelgoog, have you tried looking at the head of the Gyaradoga? If I remember right, it has the shape you're going for. there's the Gelgoog is not necessarily on the table in terms of options at this point. I've got another type, another idea in mind. Let's put it that way. There's some other concept art, some Gundam art that I'm looking at that has different head shapes and stuff like that. And I am, like I said, thinking about going in a different direction. But we'll see, right? We'll see. Ranger Chris says Robots for Less is good, and so is Brookhurst Hobbies. I believe both of those guys are gonna, or both of those stores are gonna be vendors at SCGMC. Just FYI. So, let's see. Fiery says, learned one of my friends has a 3D printer. I know how to model stuff in Maya, so I was thinking I'd ask if I can get them to print me a custom part or two for my birthday coming up. Nice. Kyle says that's an awesome setup for the Saw Tim. Yeah, you know, it's made to fit in. It's actually made to fit in here because it has the cutout and everything for the little deal there and stuff like that. So, and you can get a bunch of different saw blades and stuff like that. Olfa has some. I believe Tamiya has some photo etch saws. Hasegawa, you know, the Tri-Tool series has some. Yeah, just you got to search for them. So. Let's see. Do you know if it's an FDM or resin printer? FDM, I believe, uses spools of plastic, not pools of resin, if that's what you mean. Yeah, so the FDM or the extrusion style printers aren't great in terms of resolution. So keep that in mind. Which means they're not great for small parts either. So, yeah. Ranger Chris 61 says, if they're going to be at SCGMC, then I might not need to stop on the way home. Yeah, there you go, man. I'm pretty sure Brookhurst is going to be there. Robots for Less, I can't recall. Check out those Gundam guys. They've been doing different stories and stuff like that in support of the vendors that are going to be there. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, so we're just doing our deal here, cutting plastic. Yeah, cutting some plastic. That's what we do. We cut that plastic, yo. There we go. William Wim said, oh, okay, let's see here. AKA get ready for a ton of sanding. Yeah, Spider2K2, James said that. So FDM is great for bases and larger objects with less detail. Sanding will be in your future, yes. Gumpy Uruguay, tons of sanding, yes. And filling and sanding and filling and sanding and filling and sanding, yes. Fiery says, would you recommend it for custom joints or not? Nah. Definitely no. Now, if it was a resin printer, like an SLA, 100%, yeah, you're good to go. The resolution on most consumer-based resin printers are amazing. So, FYI. Yeah, Ranger Chris says SLA is what you should use for final prints. 100%. Gumpel Uruguay, or you can try the 3D print primer that Badger is going to release. Is kind of like a filler / primer. Interesting. Kyle Clues Gumpel says Robots for Less will be there. Check those Gundam guys site for the vendor list. They have it posted. I did not know that. That's a very good point, Kyle. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, Robots for Less, Brookhurst. I forget who else is going to be there, but there's definitely going to be a bunch of vendors and stuff there, so should be a good time. Should be a good time. And honestly, are you really coming for the vendors? No. You're coming you're coming to see me. Let's just be real here, right? No, you're coming to have a good time and to hang out with some like-minded folks and celebrate this awesome freaking hobby of ours, yeah? I'm not on camera. That's not a good thing. Not a great practice. Here we go. Son of a bitch. I jumped out at you. Alright, so let's get this guy off of here. And now we can just kind of go at it with this guy. Maybe not. There we go. Now we got the groove. Stella got a groove back. There we go. First block is Dunzo. Cool. Alright, so let's get this second, or this front piece off of here. Here's the second block. Alright, we definitely need to put this back on to get a better gauge of what we need to get done here. Okay, but that looks pretty good. We're gonna need to file these off and stuff like that, and then we're also gonna need to clip this peg down here. So we'll just do that with the nippers real quick, and there we go. We've got some nice, got a nice smooth side there. Yeah, nice wide section there. We're gonna need to obviously fill in some areas here with plastic sheet and stuff like that, or epoxy putty or what have you, but it's a start. We're forming shapes, yeah? Forming shapes. Chris Pab says, Tim, they're coming to see me. This was already established. Chris, they might be coming to see you because they pity you. Because you're sick. Anyway, no. Playing. They're coming to have fun. And that after party. What? Y'all don't know about that after party, though. God. Actually, Chris, if we're being real, I think they're coming to see that amazing Gunpla influencer, Sashan. Mr. Gunpla Ronan. Yeah. I think he's got us beat on the fans. As I saw, this piece wants to pop off. So not having a great go at this. Someone say party? There's a Sean. Pity views. Yeah, right. Exactly, Chris. Exactly. Chris Pab's over there on Facebook. Pity views for Chris. There we go. Now we're getting some plastic moved. Now we can take this piece off and really go to work. Come on. Son of a bitch. There we go. Now we got the groove. Z says, LOL, because they want to see the clown. Right. Good one, Z. Good one, Z. Alright. Okay, so now we've got two, nice flat surfaces there. Let's get the rest of the upper body mocked up here. And there we go. Yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. All right, so just to compare, just a stock Gelgoog head here. Yeah, that's going to look real nice. That's going to look real nice. Nice, wide area of head articulation. That looks good. I like it. I like it. Let's see, says Fiery says, Tim, if you cut off a finger on camera, I think YouTube is going to demonetize you for bleeding to death on their platform. Yeah, that's probably a good, it's probably a safe bet, I'd say. Yeah, probably a safe bet, yeah. We're coming for the sweet gunplay. Nice one, Kyle. Gunplay. Yeah, good one. Zashan, yeah, they want to see the clown. Everybody wants to see the clown. Zach Heflin says, I'm liking this route, yeah. Well, you got to make room for the head, LOL. Yeah, right? So, this is so far so good, right? So, what I think we need to do next, let me see what we've got here. That is going to come up right about there. So I think what we're going to do is trim this down, excuse me, 1 more millimeter. Now, I know, 1 millimeter, not much of a difference, right? But listen to the logic here. This surface here is about 1 millimeter lower than this surface here, right? So if we plate this with 1 millimeter sheet, this will bring it in line with this. Then what we can do is plate over top of this, or plate over top of this actually, and overlap this, so then you'll never see the seam there. See what I'm talking about? You gotta think about these things, you guys, when you're customizing this stuff. How you gonna hide the seams? How you gonna hide the transitions, right? These are the types of things that you absolutely have to keep in mind when you're customizing and cutting and doing all this other crap to these things, right? Okay. go. We're just getting these pieces trimmed out here. And clipped off. Good. So now we can remove the front, and now we put the back on and into place. And now we can get this guy trimmed here. Boom. There we go. Alright, so now all we got to do is trim the pieces closest to the body. And there we pretty much go. Excellent. Alright, so now let's take a look at what we've got here. Very good. Very good. So now, what we can do is take a strip of 1mm and just pop that right in there. Watch this. Just pop that right on there, and that will pretty much be flush. We need to, obviously, finalize some of these cuts and everything here, but that's kind of what we're looking at here, right? Yeah. All right. Let's see. Zach Eflin says, I've built several Gelgoogs. I'm a huge fan of them. Wish I had thought of this. The Master Grade Uma Lightning Gelgoog is sick. I like it. Gunpla Uruguay Javier says, all right, folks, I'm going to try to get some sleep. Thank you for all the shopping tips. Dude, Javier, have a wonderful time, man. I really hope you have the time of your life, dude. I am envious, honestly. So, have fun, buddy. Whoops. Let's see. Yeah, dude, look at that. William and Javier are going to hook up. That's awesome. I like that. You guys, man, have a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun. Man, I love this stuff, man. Gunpla people making connections and meeting up and in weird, exotic locations. It's just a cool thing, man. It really is. It's just a cool thing. Alright, so what we can do here, and I'm a little bit ashamed that I hadn't thought about this a little bit earlier, is take this piece off and put these back together. And so now we can just kind of sand this whole deal down here. Yeah, because that's all flush there. So that's good. Okay, so now let's go bastard file. Let's start this party up here. Yeah. Perfect. That is getting really nice and flush there. Now we got to work on the front edge. Okay. So there's that. Now, what we can do is we can bring in our filing plate here. Let's get this cleaned off a little bit because this is kind of gunked up. Just a little old toothbrush. Just getting the plastic dust out of it. Now, what we're going to do, this is looking really quite nice and flat on here thus far, but we can do one better. And notice that I'm twisting the plate, but not the part, right? That will get, and now I'm doing this, which will get a nice, even, flat surface all the way around. And there we go. That, my friends, is nice and flat. So now we put this guy back on here. Just like that. And we're probably about at a millimeter, maybe 1.25 millimeters off this surface here. But let's find out, shall we? Let's see. Yeah, we're probably at about 1 millimeter. Yeah, you know what? 1 millimeter and the glue underneath of it will probably get us into where it needs to be. Yeah, because that glue underneath of this plate will add thickness, right? That will add thickness. All right, so one thing to keep in mind, though, is that you can't do one strip right across this whole section here, because these are 3 parts, right? So we have to laminate all 3 parts. Okay? Now, one other thing that we're going to do is we need to clean up this edge here, because I have not denubbed this Q-blade chest as of yet. So we're just going to clean this edge up here real quick, make that nice and flush. Same thing with this side. Trim this edge right here. Just like that. There we go. All right. Sounds like sneakers on a basketball court, right? Boom. That squeaking makes my skin crawl. Dude, Zach Heflin says that. Trust me, you guys aren't the ones in the room actually experiencing the vibration and everything from it. Yeah, it sucks. It's like literally nails on a chalkboard. Trust me. Trust me. So, all right, so these are good here. Now, this strip, I think this is 4 millimeter. I think that's a good width for us to start with. Yeah, that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. Okay, so let's start by laminating the easy stuff here. And we want a little bit of overhang, so we can trim that back completely flush with the part. So we want a little bit of, you know, like a millimeter overhang on both sides, right? Just so that we can trim it back completely flush with the part, right? So we're gonna get 2 of those. And we're gonna get two of these front pieces here. Now, the front and the back should be identical, but we're going to check. 100% we're going to check. Yeah, front and back are identical. Cool. Good deal. All right, so let's cut 2 more pieces there. And obviously I'm not using the chopper for something like this because you don't need perfectly flat edges for something that you're going to trim down flush with the part anyway. So the chopper is not needed at this point, so trimming it just with the nippers, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Alright, so now we're going to get our little Bob Smith Industries BSI super glue up in here. We're going to get our eyes on for this because I do want a bit of precision with this. And let's go piece by piece here. We're just going to get a drop of super glue on there, just like that. Spread it out. And we'll get our parts here. Little adjustment and press down. Okay. All right, so now that this piece is in place, now we can kind of check to see where we are in terms of height differences, right? Ooh, that's damn near dead on. That is damn near dead on. There's a little bit of edge, maybe 0.1 millimeter of an edge there. Not much at all. Not much at all. Honestly, I think we could sand these blocks down a little bit, and that would probably become flush with this surface. But it's a really good place to start. Really good starting off point for us. So let's do the same thing to the other side here. And remember, this is all kind of structural modifications right now. This is all stuff that we're doing to help us out for the mods that we're going to be doing later down the line. Here we go. By bringing these levels up to the same level as the neck cover, we can then, like I said, we can detail plate over this part here with, you know, strips of styrene and different shapes and sizes and stuff, and we can overlap that or overhang those parts there, and that will hide all this seam right down the middle here, right? That's all that we've got to do, which is pretty simple in theory, right? Alright, so this middle section's good. Let's go for the front and the back here. Now, one thing that I did with this piece, trying to get it apart at one point, slightly split it right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our Mr. Tamiya Extra Thin here, right? And we are going to dribble a little of this right down into this part. Just in there, so that we can squeeze that back into place. And that solvent will melt those two sides together. Will melt everything back in place, and that will hold pretty nicely. That's the hope anyway. Let's see. Yeah, dude, Javier, have a wonderful time and a safe flight, buddy. Let's see. Fiery says, oh, why did I never think of a toothbrush? Huh. one of those things, man. Just don't use the one that you actually brush with. That would be bad, yeah? Superset 5, looking at the way the runners of the real grade new can be emitted, I see either a real grade high new or a real grade mass produced new, or both even, coming out at some point. My money is on the high new. I wouldn't expect a mass produced new anytime soon. We've never seen that in any other mass produced model kit, so I wouldn't expect that. But a high new, I think that's probably almost a given. Julio says, I swear, painting with you on in the background is mad soothing. It's because I'm a mad soothing kind of guy, buddy. He says, like, you have a really dope professor just helping you along. Aw, look at this motherfucker, man. Thank you, Javier. Or thank you, Julio. I appreciate that, dude. Gunplay Miami. Tim needs to dress up as Char/Boss Ross for Halloween. No. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Not with the little shits around here. Halloween is not exactly one of my favorite holidays. Mainly because little fucking kids around here are brats, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so that looks pretty good. Let's get these pieces laminated on top of here real quick. What time is it getting to be? 11:58. Okay, cool. So these will probably be the last types of things that we do for the night here. And then it will be all about SCGMC pregame on Friday. Yes, sir. Okay. Looks pretty good there. Now, there's a little gap right in here that might cause an issue. So, we're going to backfill that with a little bit of super glue. And we're going to get our little Instaset involved here, up under there, and one on that side. So that should be good to go. All right, so now we got this side here. Oh, hey, speaking of that mechanism, Zashawn, are you still with us over there on Facebook, buddy? Let me know if you are. Been meaning to ask Z a question about mechanism, because he was with us at one point. Getting super excited for SCGMC, Kyle says. Dude, you're not the only one, man. Everybody's excited. Everybody I talk to is just mad excited for this thing. It's definitely going to be the biggest gathering of really good builders, you know? It's gonna be awesome. Hey, yeah, there's Zashawn. Zoo, did you drop out of the mechanism group, buddy? Like, when I invited you for good, dude. Like, I didn't see you on there. Did you drop? What's up with that? You don't love us? Come on, Z. Motherfucking influencer over here. Oh, damn it. Nah. Carpet monster ate it. Oh, well. There we go. Get that right there. And let's get another strip of this over here. Yeah, because I had no idea I dropped. I would never. Dude, you did. You son of a bitch. You dropped on us. You dropped us. Like a damn stepchild. So offended. I'll invite you back. Don't worry about it. It's not like you're little Andrew or somebody, you know what I mean? Oh shit, Batman on Mechanism number's gonna be through the roof. Yeah, right, Julio? Shit. I'm expecting a very, very full house on Friday's edition of Mechanism. I'm just saying, everybody. There are already, I think, 7 committed to being on. And there's always the stragglers that don't RSVP, right? And there's only room for 6, which sucks, because back in the old days when we had Google Hangouts, we could have 10 on, right? But what are you gonna do? We don't have Google Hangouts anymore. We got StreamYard. StreamYard's gonna open up the number of people that they allow on at one time at some point in the future. So we'll see. We'll see. Zashan says, haha, thanks, I love Mechanism fam. Dude, yeah, absolutely. Everybody in Mechanism should wear a costume, William says. No. No. Let's see. Fiery says, what about Discord? What about Discord? You know, a lot of people have asked me, Tim, why don't you have a Discord? Tim, why don't you have a Discord? Why don't you have a Mech Army Discord? Because everyone has a Discord. It's pointless. Everyone has a Discord. Literally everybody. Like, why do we need another one? It just doesn't make sense. And plus, I don't spend a lot of time on Discord anyways, so why bother, right? No, I mean for Mechanism. Oh, no, well, we have so the Mechanism crew, we have a private Facebook group, to where we can plan and talk and stuff like that for the show. And, that's kind of what we're talking about. So for those of you guys that aren't on Mechanism, then you're just left out. No, I'm fucking with you. Totally fucking with you. To be honest, yeah, and James Spider2K2 has a really good point. He says, to be honest, Discord is filled with shit posting anyways, so yeah, exactly. Julio says, make one and I'll moderate. Dude, no. I've seen your moderation, Julio. No. Anyway. Let's go camera 1, shall we? There we go. Alright. We just got structural stuff done tonight. Nothing real sexy. Admittedly, right? Nothing real sexy. But, this is all very, very needed stuff, right? Now, like I said in the beginning, I don't know which direction I'm going to go with the head on this thing. I really love the Gelgoog. I really, really, really do. But the stock Master Grade Gelgoog head is I really don't like it. And looking at the different line arts and the different iterations in animation appearances and stuff, there's so many different shapes of the Gelgoog head. You know, like this one here is, you know, it has 3 main surfaces, you know, 2 diagonal, 1 flat here, where if you look at it in 0083 Stardust Memories, the Gelgoog head is completely rounded like a Zaku's head, right? In some other iterations, it kind of comes to a just like a point at the V fin, and it's different. So there's a lot of different designs for the Gelgoog head, but I'm not 100% sure at this point whether I want to go with a traditional Gelgoog head. Because going back in my my saved Instagram posts and stuff like that, the posts that I save from other people, I follow a lot of concept artists and a lot of Gundam artists and mecha artists and stuff like that. And I've got a ton of stuff saved from these guys and gals. And there's a few head designs that I am particularly drawn to that would fit really nicely with this design, that already look very Gelgoog inspired. Let's put it that way. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Hopefully by the weekend. We'll see though. We'll see. So anyway. Yeah, no, Zach, I've seen the Uma Lightning Head, and that's not really the style that I'm going for. I'm more going for a Gelgoog Marine or Gelgoog Jaeger. You know, much pointier snout, not that kind of cut off flat deal there, and a big fin, right? That's kind of more the path that we're going for. So the Uma is awesome. It's just not the aesthetic that I'm trying to achieve, right? But there are some other paths that I think will probably be doable with the parts that I have on hand. That's the key. So I think we'll be in good shape. I think so. But I think the head that we've modified is gonna end up being way too wide at this point. Way too wide. Because it's already wider than the stock Gelgoog head, which is something that I was trying to avoid. So, yeah. Anywho, that's gonna do it for me tonight, you guys. I'm done. Dunzo, right? But hey, let's get some business out of the way first before we say our parting goodbyes, right? Hey, if you guys want one of these awesome Titans shirts, go hit up www.chowdermecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You'll find shirts and hats and all sorts of other cool stuff there. Some really good articles on there, too, by the way, if you don't mind looking around the website there. Also, too, if you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we worked with here tonight, highly suggest that you hit the Amazon link below here on YouTube and Twitch, that side if you're watching on Facebook. I get a little bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does go to help out the stream. So if you want to help support me in the stream, go and buy stuff, stock up on, modeling goods and inspiration and stuff like that. And then, as always, if you need paints or kits or accessories or the good old awesome, amazing Mecha Decals, our good friends right down here, USA Gundam Store, Adam and the fine folks will definitely have what you need. But aside from that, like I said, Friday is Mechanism. And this is going to be SCGMC Pre-Game Spectacular. Not spectacular, spectacular, like the Spanish. El Spectacular! Per Sahu Girl, what's up, Jody? Man, she comes in right at the last second to say goodnight, Mech Army, right? What's going on, Jody? Yeah, so come on back on Friday. Check us out for Mechanism. It should be an entertaining one. Like I said, I think we're gonna have a full house, and we'll probably be swapping people out on the fly with that one. And I predict a lot of fun. 9 days to SCGMC. If you can get out to Pomona, California, man, I highly suggest that you do. It's going to be just a ton of fun. So, without any further ado, guys, I'm going to see you back here on Friday. Like I said, next week with SCGMC at the end of next week, it might be a little bit of hit and miss. I think it'll probably be both. Monday and Wednesday is going to be a game time decision of whether we go on or not. Just because I need to get shit done, honestly. So we'll see. We'll see. But don't be surprised if I do show up, right? All right. So you guys, that was a lot of fun. Oh, look at this. Okay, so real quick, before we go, Superset5 over on Twitch, who likes to steal all my stuff, he says, I can't find my little piece of sandpaper. I think Tim is starting to get back at me. Yeah, motherfucker, what? No. Oh, man, that's funny, though. That is pretty good. So, anyway, all right, so you guys have a wonderful Thursday. Go out there, build something cool, be safe, and we'll see you back here on Friday for Mechanism.